as the leaves fell off the trees here, I'm noticing all these little goodies. Look at what's in here. Look at the size of that. That's a good size piece of wood in there. See that back there? Let's see over here. Some straw bales too. Those won't do me any good. But look at that. Look at the size of that. I know why they left it, because it's a knotty, gnarly, giant piece of wood. It's gonna be hard to get out and split and cut and everything else. But look at this. Look at that. That is a huge pine tree. I don't know what it is. Maybe jack pine or something like that. It can't be jack pine this big. I haven't seen pine tree around here this big in a long time, so I'm assuming this has been out here for a while. It probably is rotted out at the bottom, but we'll see what we can do. I'm gonna try to pull these out. Try to pull these out of here and see if I can make any firewood out of them. Hook wasn't on all the way. Cut through the strap. All right, it's time to bring out the big guns. I'm gonna at least get that that big round piece split right now. And I found that I'm up at the house here. I just hooked this up. I start it before I take it back there, because when you bounce this thing all around, I mean, unless you drive just super duper duper slow, when you bounce this thing around, you get fuel in that cylinder, and man, is it hard to start. I mean, I pulled on this thing for 25-30 minutes the other day before it started, so you got to really take the spark plug out if that happens and let it air out, but I didn't have tools. I was out in the woods. So anyway, I started up, warm it up here, let it run on low speed, and get it out there. Well, the darn thing's too big. It doesn't fit underneath the splitter. So it looks like I'm gonna have to do some cutting here. I'll cut this in half, and then these ones over here I'll sliver up into some slices that I can fit underneath that splitter that I can move. Because man, this thing is it's just massive. And man, look at the size of that one. Big old pine tree, that's just huge. And it looks like the wood is still pretty solid, so I think it'll burn okay. But I wonder how old this is. And I know this isn't the biggest tree in the world or anything. It's not that big. In fact, I've got a few other trees, oak trees and stuff on the property that are probably bigger. But a pine tree, I just haven't seen too many pine trees this big around here, Lower Michigan. So I'd be interested to see how old this is. What do you guys think? Any guesses? I'm gonna slice this up and I'm gonna count the rings on this thing. And in the next video, we'll see who had the right answer or the closest. So I don't know. Man, the thing looks pretty old. Oh my gosh, this wood has turned out to be a disaster. It's sappy, wet, which it's pine, so yeah, I get it. The other problem is that these, it's kind of funny, the tree is so old that it has branches growing inside of the tree. Like this branch right here was inside here, and you can't see that stuff till you start splitting. You know, the tree completely grew over that, so somebody cut this off. And it looks like chainsaw marks there, and the tree grew right over it. So, and these knots and stuff like that in here are just impossible to split. So, and that's why this log was left. And another one here that I just split through, and you know, the splitter will get through that stuff, but that's where this 35-ton monster comes into play. It'll break that stuff apart. And you can see somebody cut that one off, and tree grew right over it. So, and that was probably, I mean, if my calculations are right, that was about 30 years ago that somebody cut that branch off. So this tree is just old. But this wood isn't going to make a great burning. You can see it's just not great. Pine in general isn't great to burn anyway, but I'm getting down to scraps here, so Still have a lot more. That monster there, I'm gonna have to come back another day. This is taking me about 3 hours just to get this and the truckload full there. So, and then there's another piece that's over here still, I think, yeah. So lots to do, but man, I'm tired.